Canada for me was a place that always held lots of stories for many years, all the way from small childhood up. With a special interest to drugs, however. It was actually kind of interesting because many years ago, Stephanie Valentia, who was then remarried to Adam Monti, so she became Stephanie Monti. It was Stephanie Valentia, Brian Wishaw, and Roberta Neiman in the 2002 Ford Ranger that attempted to cross the border at Windsor Detroit Tunnel. And Stephanie was drinking beer in the back seat, and I didn't mind because frankly we were doing whatever. I was driving, I was sober. It was stupid. It was one of those obvious big no-nos. But regardless, we pulled in through the Border Patrol section there. He apparently right away, the Border Patrol agent right away saw the beer, but she didn't have the beer in her hand. So, but in it's a small cab. It's a 2002 Ranger. So for all these years, I couldn't figure out. It really irked me. I couldn't figure out how in the world a Canadian Border Patrol agent saw the beer, because he said he saw it. And it never dawned on me at the time.
How many sites are there?
51.
51 sites. Exactly 51?
Exactly 51.
No kidding. Exactly 51?
Exactly.
Wow.
It has to do with Indian River County and their just the number. That's their cutoff on the number of sites. Otherwise, we'd have more.
Oh, sorry, your name is?
Amanda.
Amanda. It's a good name. Wow. I'm just thinking about where I can go now. I mean, I just drove 10 miles to get down here from the downtown-ish.
Because I'm not.
Do your queen wave.
Oh yes, the princess wave.
Like
Look, she looks like a girl.
They live in you. They live in me.
I hear the ice cream truck.
They're watching over everything we see.
Okay, Bert officially has bragging rights again.
So hard since we had, it's only right that we be fair. Psycho, I'm liable to go Michael. Take your pick, Jackson, Tyson, Jordan. Game 6, fall so hard, got a broke clock.
You like Catcher in the Rye, Joe?
Your heart is my sky. They wipe away tears that I cry. The good everyone else in the room can see it. Everyone else but you. Baby, you light up. Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. It's you, it's
Remember back in the day when Mel Gibson was telling, who was he yelling at over the phone?
well, like Sana. Remember
his old, his girlfriend,
his
right?
girlfriend.
You make me want to smoke.
Well, Joe says that it's not to embarrass Mel. It is again.
What's the reason for releasing that audio then?
He claims that he and Mel have been friends for many years, but that in the past 5 years that Mel has truly lost it and really needs psychiatric help and refuses to get it. And so Joe is releasing this in hopes that it will trigger again something that might have him seek help. He says that he believes it's the start of the end.
All right, so you noticed they're just speaking about Mel right now on local radio station in Tampa, 93.3. On the right-hand side, United Van Lines pulling up Sudaf or whatever it is. Probably an independent carrier for United. They're speaking about Mel Gibson. We passed by Mel's Hot Dogs earlier. We're still on 275 southbound at the moment, heading back to St. Pete.
Going up the Caseville.
And they're talking about how he needs psychiatric treatment, this and that, because Mel is...
Too close for comfort.
I don't know if that's staged. I'm assuming that it's not, but knowing Hollywood, who knows? Do I care? Yes and no. It's bad when something like that actually happens, because here I'm screaming and screaming silently about some things going on, and I think you get the idea. You know, People don't realize that what goes on in this world, and you try to explain that to mental health, but hey, it's a mental health show.
At least he's consistent. He is consistent. Colleges look for that.
Coming up on the Dirty at 8:30.
Yo, this black toilet paper story's ridiculous.
What? $15 a roll for black TP. You wouldn't pay that?
No, it's not. Black toilet paper isn't effective because you can't see your beauty.
But maybe that's why. Maybe he wants to disguise it.
We'll discuss next.
Molly hit me. I got a new chick, and she ain't you. She Paula Patton thick. She give me deja vu, and all that attitude, I don't care about it. But all that I do for her, you gon' hear about it.
So it was one of those kind of bizarre factors. He goes, well, I also smell it too, and this and that, and we just kind of rolled with it, whatever. He pulls us off to the side. Moral of the story is he ended up confiscating Stephanie's prescription drugs for eczema. Which she, to this date, she was my best friend up until recently. Like Eminem said, and fuck it all, I lost my best friend, you know. And she was. I love the girl to death, and I don't mean to down her in any way, shape, or form. But she, I've never seen her in a bathing suit. Even to date, never seen the girl in a bathing suit. She's very super shy about her skin, about her appearance. And she was native born. Technically, she was born in Germany, and but under U.S. Because she was on a military base, she was U.S. citizenship. What was interesting though is that they confiscated the drugs. The prescription drugs because she had them mixed. So it was one of those factors. There was other additional stories relating to drugs with Sherry Wishaw, the Jaguar and the key getting stuck over in Canada, etc., losing her key in Canada and having to get stuck in Canada and towed over, etc. So that was kind of rather interesting.
Kind of curious, do you smell something? It's like something burning?
Yeah, there's a big fire somewhere through the whole South Tampa.
That's what I was wondering, Ed.
The third situation, we'll get back to that one with Stephanie and Roberta in a moment. The third situation was that when Brian was 16 years old, he was on probation at the time, and ended up him, Brian Wishaw, and Elizabeth McClatchy Media, Wishaw, up in Washington. We went to our parents drove us to Woodstock '99, and Brian had a little something extra going through the border, so that was rather interesting. So it makes for some great tales. Getting back to the Stephanie and Roberta incident, when we were turned around right away up at Border Patrol, turned around and we had returned to the U.S. And that was one of those unfortunate sort of karma incidents, and that Stephanie she became heavily intoxicated in a very rapid time. And while in Detroit, we hit a red light, we stopped. She got out of the vehicle for whatever reason, and just started walking off. And Roberta and I, we ended up leaving her down there. We couldn't deal with it, and so it was just one of those strange twists of fate. Amazingly, and this is probably one thing that you'll never find out of a friend ever, and that was really what it kept me around with Stephanie. She actually apologized, even though I didn't pick her up from Detroit. Detroit police called, said, "Hey, come pick up your friend." I said, "No. She was drunk. She was belligerent. She was doing this," and it really, from there forward, that really stuck with me, and it really held with me. And to hear that Rachel's husband was hurt, actually was killed, from what I was told, that really. That's one of the many reasons why I've kind of pursued it. But of course, the kids still have their life; they are still going on. Everybody's happy. Everybody's doing their thing, and I'm just the only a-hole out there right now, stuck on all this, more by force and less by voluntary.
Deputy Kroll.
Last name?
Kroll, Crowl.
Nobody here by that name.
Nobody in what? You tell me there's a
Nobody here by Deputy Crowl.
Not K, no, C. Crowl.
Still nobody here by that name.
As you can see, it stopped again, this time at 5-0, right there.
Right over the dean's office.
You guys are doing what
You're
you
going to
need
get
to do.
suspended.
Okay.
Yeah, we
You're
are.
no longer going to be a student here.
That's understandable.
And
That would be nice.
I might take you to the hospital. And we'll
Is it possible to contact an attorney ahead of time? I don't feel comfortable actually. I mean, I understand what you guys are doing, but I just don't feel...
Okay, right now we're not dealing with anything criminal. Okay. The allegations are serious enough that I think you need to get some help.
Now, if you notice the side of that trailer out there, what am I doing?
What's your freedom of speech?
Right. I can give you information that will help you with a murder that's about to happen. Will that help you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure. If you have information, yeah.
Kind of curious. Do you guys? They got the bobcat, they got the moose, but do they have the Michigan jackass, or is it just a?
The Michigan jackass.
Isn't like a mule that you?
Well, I think that's just kind of a funny story.
Your tiny little old brain couldn't begin to comprehend the complexity of my polygonic foldability skills. Oh, what are you doing? Hey, I can't get my origami on unless you back off. Thank you. Okay, here's what you got to do. You fold this piece here, and make this little match up here, and bring this corner here like this. And if you do this right, it will show you what to do. There. Try, lose, bliss. Now who's Lou? Give me that.